We actually ate inside here. Well, not inside the, is this a house for ants?
To us, home is all about family, and our heritage is a big part of who we are. Our goal is to not only engrave our family history into our children's hearts, but into the walls of our new home during our biggest adventure yet. Join us as we travel back to our roots to seek inspiration, discover cultures that are in our blood, and source products to make our new house a home.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 28 of Making a House a Home. Today I am so excited to take you into one of my very favorite rooms in the entire home, the kitchen. We had to get really creative with this design because we really wanted it to reflect our heritage, and so we wanted it to be this hybrid of a traditional Chilean feria mixed with a British cottage, also mixed with like a Norwegian cafe, and this is what we've come up with. First, you'll notice as you are walking into the kitchen, we have this 10-foot archway, and boy was it a journey getting here. They framed it at first at 8 feet, and I loved it just because I was being so critical about it being like a smooth arch. I didn't want it to have, you know, those straight walls and then have it go. And so our builder did a great job of making it a super clean arch. But it wasn't until after it was sheetrocked that I realized it was just a little too low. But to our surprise, they were able to salvage it and pick it up, bring it up 2 feet, and I couldn't be more happy because now we just have a lot more accessibility to be able to walk through, especially the sideways of the island here. And so, yeah, I just really felt like it opened everything up. But the initial design behind the arch was inspired both by the Kensington area in England. You guys remember us walking around and admiring all the beautiful arches, and also when we went and visited our family in Chile. We have so many industrial elements, and so it really helps bring that coziness and that warmth back into our space. All right, now as we walk into our kitchen, I am going to take you first to our breakfast nook. You'll notice that we have a lot of concrete in our kitchen, both in our table and with our wall. I'll get on the details of that later. But the inspiration of the concrete came from when we went and visited Norway. We stayed in this kind of modern but also really cozy Airbnb. So I couldn't be more happy about this table. And also these benches. We needed to do a bench here because we were initially planning on doing chairs, but it's just a little bit tight. And so we wanted to do something that had some raw wood elements in it, and also I'm finding some craft supplies from Lucy and Greta. Also just like a lot of texture to help warm up that concrete. We love a lot of like the sheepskin vibe, and we'll probably in the winter get like some faux sheepskin pillows or rugs to kind of like drape over the sides of these end chairs. But yeah, I just feel like whenever you're decorating with concrete, it's important to bring in that warmth. And then also we brought in this pot. It was actually Kirsten and Aaron's beautiful work from House of Jade, and it really resonates with me. It brings me back to when we went to Chile and went to the traditional markets. You just see so many handcrafted pottery and hand-thrown dishes. And so I just love that this was incorporated into such a industrial and cozy space. And then hanging above our breakfast nook, we have this beautiful chandelier from Lighting Design. It is by Elk, and I love this light. Not only does it bring in that little mix of industrialism, is that a word? But I just feel like it's so chic and elegant at the same time, and just brings in the brass, all the mixed metals that we have going on throughout the kitchen, and I'll show you what it looks like on. It gives off so much light. We're probably gonna have to change the settings. Honestly, it's like we're eating dinner in heaven every night. It's just so bright. And then while we're up there, I want to talk about this ceiling treatment. We did a mix of raw wood. We wanted it to feel like there's exposed beams in here. And then we paired it with some traditional beadboard. And that's also something that you see in almost every Norwegian home. All right, moving on into the kitchen. So in here, you will notice we have this concrete backsplash. It's actually plaster. So we had a team come in here and they gave us a sample that was just about this big. We fell in love with it. We wanted it to feel like there's imperfection in it. When you look closely, there's some parts that are kind of cracking, and I don't know, it just feels very rustic. And then we paired it with these shelves. This is actually Alder, so bringing back the 90s. It's Cappicino Knotty Alder with a K. Knotty Alder, not actual Knotty Alder. So yeah, that's our shelving, and the color of the plaster is antique gray. And I just felt like it paired together really well. In the design process, it was tricky because sometimes you'd put a wood next to the concrete or like the plaster finish, and one would make the wood look red or one would make the plaster look green. And so it was really important to get that marriage right. And I'm so happy with how it all came together. But moving on to the nitty gritty of what we have on our shelves. We have this little brass pot that we found when we were in Norway. It's actually from a secondhand shop called the Free Tech. And then we also brought in these dishes. These were from a previous trip to Norway. This is a gift from my mom. I just love the rose molding on it. This reminds me of home. My parents' house is decorated with rose molding like everywhere, so we had to bring a little taste of that into our kitchen. These are actually made by Lucy and Greta. We wanted to put a lot of hand-thrown, dishes and cups and things that meant something to our family. So we actually went to a little pottery class, and Lucy made this tiny teacup, and then Greta made this little vase, which we're keeping some spoons in. I just love those pieces. They make me smile. And then moving up onto this shelving, this is our charcuterie board. This is very well used. I'll show you. It has like a million little cuts in it. We love having that out. It's what I serve the kids their lunch on a lot of the time. I'll just cut up like a bunch of meats and crackers and cheeses and put it out on the table. That's usually what we gather around when we're doing home church. And so I just love having it there as a decoration, but it's also something that we use all the time. And then you'll notice we have this little Bregan house from Bergen up here. Here, I'll actually bring it down. So this we found when we went to Norway, and we actually ate inside here. Well, not inside the, is this a house for ants? No, we went and got pastries in the actual place. But Bergen is really special to me because that is the town that my grandma is from, my moo-moo, my dad's mom. And so, yeah, it just reminds me of her and of that special place. So it's fun to have here in the kitchen. And then we have a plethora of different pitchers right here just for easy accessibility for when we're entertaining. Both of our families are like major juice lovers, especially Brad's family, and also they smother everything in gravy. So usually we'll just put all of our gravy into like a pitcher like that, and then you're all ready to go. And then moving up to the top shelf, I just really wanted to have some watercolor elements in the kitchen and also some raw wood. This was both the brilliant work of Kirsten and Aaron of House of Jade. They brought in those elements, and I just felt like it complemented the kitchen so well. And then I'm just noticing we skipped past this plant. So similar to the other one we have on our dining table, it's just like a really pretty hand-thrown pot with a living tree. Wish me luck that I don't kill this. And then we have this spoon that we also picked up while we were in Norway, surprisingly from a Free Tech as well. My mom has always decorated with spoons from different places that she has traveled to, just in our kitchen always. And so this feels like a little piece of home having this up on the wall. Okay, and then moving on into our kitchen, we have this hand plastered hood, which I'm still learning how to use. It comes with this little remote control where you can like turn on the lights and see, I don't know how to turn it off, and control the fan. Still learning how to use that, but I love it. I love how it turned out. We were originally going to do a lot of brass, but then I decided to mix the metals. I just felt like this nickel was a lot more English, British, just something you would see in a traditional cottage. And so, yeah, we really wanted to add this in here. And then our range, This is one of my favorite pieces in the entire kitchen. This was actually one of the first things we chose, and then everything else kind of fell into place afterwards. I love that it has a mix of different metals. There's stainless steel, there's brass, and then there's also white. This is the 36-inch range from Cafe. I'll be linking it down below, but honestly, it's so amazing. The trays come out like butter. Like, I love this oven and I love baking in here. Okay, and then we have another set of shelves over here. These are just filled with things that we use every day. We have these plates and these bowls. These are actually from Target, believe it or not. They're the Magnolia brand. Little shout out to Chip and Joe. I love these. I didn't want to do like traditional white plates. Really wanted to bring in that hand thrown element. So we put them there, and it was really important for me to have them also be functional as well as aesthetically pleasing. And then this little mini charcuterie board, use it every day, as you can tell. This is what I just cut up like little fruits and veggies and snacks on. It's just always out on the counter. I'm always snacking with it, or the kids are snacking with it. And then really just the rest of this was stuff that House of Jade brought in. I love this lemon painting. I just feel like it's something that you would see in a modern Scandinavian home. And then these different hand-thrown pots, all these different elements of real plants. Wish me luck that I can keep these alive. That just help bring that hybrid of all those different cultures together. Okay, now let's talk about our island. So when we first got this in, it took like 10 guys to bring it in. Like it was massive, way bigger than I thought it was gonna be in the design process. So they brought it in. It's actually quartz. It's called Montclair. I'll link it below, but I just love it because it has texture in it, but it's still white and very airy. And then our faucet and our sprayer, they're both Kohler. And this is the double high-rise sink. I'll link it below. But something that I love about this sprayer is that it's not like those ones that we had in my kitchen growing up where you turn it on and it sprays you. If you turn it on, it's spraying down into the sink. And then you can pull it out and spray down the sink. And then the coolest thing is it has a button on the top where if you push it in, it stops it, and then you can keep going. And this also controls the temperature from like cold to hot. You guys, this is all new to me, like stuff that I am still learning. And then we put in a little water filter faucet off to the side because with our fridge, it's built in the cabinet. I'll show you it in a second. But it doesn't have that traditional front where you get ice and water out of it. And we still wanted to be able to get fresh water. So we added this. It's also Kohler. And then we have our disposal button. Our disposal button actually has a really funny story. So when they first brought in this big slab of quartz, they accidentally cut a hole right in the middle because it's traditional to have just the sink come out of the middle. And yeah, we had chosen a sink that is 2-hole, not 1. And so we came in here and I was having a panic attack. I'm like, Brad, I am not going to be the one to tell the builder that they have to replace this whole slab of quartz. Like, we'll just have to choose a different faucet or something that, you know, is similar to what we wanted, but not exact. But our builder Homes, they were amazing and came up with the idea of putting a disposal button right here, which I have loved because normally you have to go under the cabinet and switch it on and off. And so it's been so nice actually having this. So it was a mistake that I was actually happy that they made. Okay, and then as far as our sink goes, we decided to do a farmhouse sink because who doesn't love a farmhouse sink? I feel like it's pretty timeless and yeah, just love that. And then we decided to do double dishwasher, which a lot of you from previous episodes have been like, why are you doing double dishwashers? I've never heard of that. But honestly, it has been so amazing because I feel like as one is cleaning, the other one can be dirty, and that way we just never have dishes in our sink. So Brad, we have no excuses to ever have dishes in there. And then over here, you'll see that we have our trash bins hidden in a drawer, and really everything that we have is in drawers, like things that normally you'd have in the upper cabinets, like cups and all of that. It's not very organized at the moment. We're still working on the insides. But we have literally everything in these drawers, down to like crock pots, waffle makers, all the things are in the drawers. And I actually love it because I feel like with cabinets, you open it and you don't see the things that have fallen behind, especially like Tupperware and stuff. So far, I love having the drawers. And then over here, I skipped past this, but we have a spice rack, one on each side. I haven't filled this one yet. Give me some ideas what you think I should put in there. It'll probably just become like baking stuff or whatnot, but this has been great for just like quick accessibility to all my spices while I'm baking and cooking dinner. So I love that, something I've never had before. And then all of our hardware is the brand Amerock, and it's the Rochdale Graphite. We did a combination of like small handles mixed with big ones, and I'm super happy with how it turned out because it's just like this really dark nickel color. It's not like a bright nickel or brass. I just feel like it's industrial and it ties everything in. So a little secret that we have hiding in our kitchen is that we actually have outlets underneath these cabinets. It's code that you have to have an outlet in the kitchen like every certain feet. I think it's like every 2 feet. And we did not want to have any outlets coming out of this concrete finish. And so we put them under here, and I am just so happy with how they turned out because I can still put my rice cooker up here and it has all the functionality of a kitchen, but it's tucked away and super hidden. And then, oh my gosh, we almost skipped past this basket. So something that I love that's in here, it's hidden, is this little house. Those of you who've been following along all of the series, all the different episodes, you'll remember that this little house is how we announced that we were moving to Lucy and Greta. And yeah, I love having it in here and looking at it. It's crazy to think that now we're standing in the home that once was just a big plot of dirt. Okay, and then talking about more of the lighting in our kitchen, we have these super quirky, but yet really chic sconces up here. I'll show you what they look like on, but they are from Lighting Design and the brand is Arteriors. I'll also be linking those below. But seriously, I love the glow that they give off on our kitchen at night. Here, I'll show you what they look like on. So there they are. Aren't they so pretty? And then moving over our kitchen island, we have these super industrial lights from Lighting Design. These are the brand Troy, and I love these. These were also equally the first selection for the kitchen along with the range. Those were the two things I was like, yep, that's the staple, what we need to start with, and then we'll build off of that. And they turned out even more beautiful in person than I thought. Like, they're just heavy and girthy and industrial, and they have this masculinity about them that just bring that cafe element back into our kitchen. And then the seating that we have on the front side of our island, I love it because it has this metal frame which brings in that industrial kind of Norwegian element, but then it's paired with this faux leather, which takes me back to the Chilean markets of like all the leather bags and belts and goods. It's just that perfect mix of what we were looking for. And then I also love that the front of our island has a ton of storage. I'm gonna show you a little peek of what we have in here. I really want our whole kitchen to be super kid friendly. And as you know, we don't have a television up here. And so I dedicated an entire cabinet just to crafts. It was organized once upon a time, and it will probably get worse. But it's been fun because the girls can just grab coloring books and paints and go do their thing over on the table without even asking. Okay, and then I'm gonna take you guys over to see our fridge, which is one of my favorite parts. Hi, Greta. You gonna come in here with us? Okay, so this is actually our fridge. It's hidden in the cabinets, and I'll link which fridge we have below. But something that's so fun about this fridge is you push on it and then it magically opens for you. So it's like a magic bibbidi bobbidi boo fridge, huh, Greta? So yeah, you just push it, it opens. That way if you have like a big handful of groceries, it's easier to open up. I love this fridge because it's not super deep. There aren't things getting lost in the back. Like literally everything is on the forefront. So that's something that has been really great. And then we have a freezer on this left side, and that's where all of the ice is for entertaining. You can actually take this out and put it up on the table, which is great. Should we show them our pantry? Yeah, okay. So come back here. There's this little hidden hallway back here, and this is where we keep like our toaster, our blender, our vacuum cleaner. This is our microwave down in here. This is where we cook all the chicken nuggets, huh? And it's awesome because it also doubles as an oven. You can also bake like a sheet of cookies, and you can have all the mess kind of hidden back here in the pantry. Okay, and then we have these cabinets back here. You'll see Lucy and Greta's sticker charts, but basically this is where we keep all of our food, and they're on these pull-out drawers, and so you can see everything. I'll show you where we keep like all of our cans. It's just great to have everything in drawers so nothing gets lost down in the bottom. Yeah, it's been really good to us. But yeah, anyway, that is everything in our kitchen. I'm gonna go spend some time with Greta girl now. But thank you for joining us. Be sure to subscribe to see more. This is only the beginning of our home series. We have so many rooms yet to reveal. So yeah, be sure to subscribe, follow along on Instagram at Bradley Devine and Haley Devine for some little sneak peeks, and we'll see you guys next week. Can you say bye, Greta? Bye.